What is up, everyone, and welcome back to our next episode of Let's Play here on our Guildhall build world. So, we're starting here in our comfy little cozy den, but we've got some updates to tell you about. So, let's just go ahead and cut to the first one, and then we'll come back. The first one being right here. We went ahead and we've gathered up most of the resources we need to go ahead and start the second floor of this build. Yes, that's right, we're ready for it. I've planned it out in my creative test world. I've got every block just where I want it, and we're ready to go. So if we peer in here, we have a bunch of bricks, white wool, spruce, dark oak, granite, other just stone stuff and logs, more dark oak, snow blocks, diorite, calcite, miscellaneous, and I'm back to those bricks. And so with that, we're going to start up this wall and a couple of the roofs, just like this one here. So we're going to start that up there and hopefully get the walls done, but not necessarily decorated in this episode. The next thing we've done is less of something you'd actually notice, but it's more of an enhancement to make the game run smoother on my end. I've built a lot here, and there's a lot of entity stuff happening. So sometimes a scene can get framey when I'm spinning around and going to and fro. But that's okay. Because now, as you can see in the top right hand corner, there's a frames per second counter. And while it might be low right now, we're in the busiest part of our base. And so there's a lot going on, but we're still getting around 60 frames a second. So if we hop out of here real quick, and we just run around, we get 90, you see there. And as we move around, it's a lot less framey. And I've really appreciated that. So that's one of the other changes that I've made. And third, and this one is definitely a big deal. If we run all the way over here and we head to our nether portal, sorry for that clicking, the sorter's going. But as we run all the way down to it, I did something over the weekend. I started messing with everything I had, and I decided, the end and the nether, I want them to be plain. And so while we haven't quite been to the end yet, we have been to the nether. So I went ahead and I reset the nether, removed the BetterNether mod. So now we just get this plain Jane nether when we come through here. Our spawn is in everyone's favorite one of Assault Delta, but since we're already fairly geared up, it was quick and easy to get up to the top, break the bedrock, and put our base up there. But yeah, there's no more of the anchor trees or anything like that. From here on out, it's all plain Jane nether. And so, with that, I had to rebuild these farms up here. But I was smart. Before I did any of that, I tore them down and stored them in shulker boxes that we got from the More Villagers mod, which I've also decided is a little bit of a cheeky, unfair mod, so I've removed it. And so now, that leaves us with something we need to do. We need to go into the inn, defeat the dragon, and get ourselves some proper equipment. And by that, I mean the thing that's missing off my back. Elytra. Because we've been in here now well over 2 months and we have no Elytra. We've been walking everywhere and frankly it's getting tedious and slow. So I figured we might as well go ahead and find in portal and beat the dragon. So that's what I plan to do in the beginning of this episode. I want to go and beat the dragon. So let's head back to the overworld, grab ourselves some Eye of Ender, and go and slay a dragon. Now, I'm a builder, if you haven't been able to tell. Not quite much of a fighter, but I want to get better. So, I'm going to try and do this in one take, no mistakes. So, let's prepare. With that, I'm going to need a bucket of water, some slow falling, a good bow, and some arrows, and a little bit of luck. So, with that, we're going to go, hopefully find what we can, and beat a dragon. So wish me luck. Here we go. Alright, and just like that, we have enough Eyes of Ender. We have our Ender chest ready to go. And we're going to run, set our spawn in the bed, and try and find this. So let's get to a reasonably open area. Here should be good. And let's throw this. There it is. Let's hope it didn't land on something there, because I might need all of these in a rare chance. Ooh. Shoot. Let's grab that. Alright, now that we've got that, we need to go this way like it said. And because I'm lazy sometimes, I break through here. And let's go that way. Alright, and according to our Ender Pearl, or Eye of Ender throw, we should be right over the staircase here. So let's dig down, which, as evident there, is not a smart idea. Oh my. Okay. Oh, we're doing fine on oxygen. This keeps going. Alright. So let's close ourselves back in. We're right under an ocean where we're at. But hopefully not too much further down, we'll find it. Now I haven't used free cam at all because I want to truly be able to run through here and try and find it on my own, because that's some of the fun of it. So let's dig down, see what we get. Getting close to the bottom of the world, so I'm getting worried that maybe this isn't right. You know, let's pillar back up and throw another pearl. Well, turns out we were right on top of it. We just had to go a little further down, but we're here. So let's hopefully be able to find the portal quickly. Ooh, apples. Those are great. Don't already have too many of those. Alright, and just like that, we found it. And look at that, the silverfish is already coming for us. Hope not too many more spawn. And let's break this real quick. Forgot I still have that silk touch on. But let's close up these little spots down here. And get ready to go fight the dragon. Alright. Let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. They're all in and ready to go. So, let's hop in. Alright, just like that, we've beaten the dragon. But for some reason the portal did not appear. Huh. Maybe it's just not rendering? No? Okay, well, I guess I'll have to log out and figure that one. There's also no egg. Weird. But, yeah. We've done it. We've completed it. Now we can just find one of the little end gateways and make our way getting some Elytra. So let's go there right now. This is me while I'm editing the video. I'm gonna explain what happened. So, from removing the BetterEnd mod, apparently it had already preloaded that end island. So removing it made it to where the game thought I had already beaten the dragon, which is why it didn't give me the achievement either, if you notice that. So, what I've had to do is I've had to create a brand new world. I use the exact same seed as this one, and I grabbed the data file for the end from that one. And now I just have to go through and beat it again, but I'm not going to show you that part. I'm going to beat the dragon, and then we're going to go through the gateway, and we'll just continue our adventure there. So, I guess removing mods and having mods has their consequences. But we've solved it, we're finished. Let's just continue with the video and get ourselves some Elytra. Alright, and here we go. Just gotta build up to it. We've got our ender pearls. Let's get it. So line up there. Almost up. They brought a trapdoor that saves you a lot of ender pearls doing it that way, but that's okay. We're here now, so let's drop down one, make it a little easier to throw it in. Okay, well apparently I can't get it to throw in there. Let's see, do I have any don't think I have. Oh, well, look at that. We made it through on that one. So, let's go through and find ourselves an Elytra. Just like that, y'all saw it. We got right here and got our first Elytra. So let's look at that. Let's put it on. Let's fly around here for a bit. I've turned chat off there, so I guess I don't get achievements like that anymore. But let's fly around. And, oh, one more shulker. Yeah, let's fly for the first time. And there we go. Ah, the sound of wind in your ears as you fly around. It's so beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna work and finish clearing up this little in city. I can see 2 more shulkers, 3, 4. Yeah, we got a couple more to do. Let's clear them out, see how many shells we get, because right now we're at 38, so we got a ways to go before we get that full stack I'm looking for. So, let's get to more killing. Well, we're back, and we have shulker shells. As you can see in my two hands here, we have a total of 41 shulker shells. So, not too many. A little annoyed at enter with an odd number, but what can you do? We had 38 before we killed those last 4, and one of them just didn't drop any, and the other 3 just dropped 1. So, a little unfortunate, but hey, that's all we probably need in this world. And so, I've also gone and fully enchanted up my Elytra. So now we have mending and unbreaking on it. And if we'll come over here, my in chest, I found another pair on the way back. So, we're doing good now. We have everything we need. And, you know, I think we can start building that exterior. So, let's hop to that. Let's see what we can get done in the little time we have left. And, you know, maybe we'll finish the whole thing. And maybe we'll be able to end this episode with a nice exterior view of something I worked pretty hard designing. So, let's jump to that. I'm going to start with that. So, I'm going to start with the exterior. So that means let's put all this stuff up here. Let's come here. We'll need all the white wool we can get our hands on. We'll need all of the snow blocks we can get our hands on. We'll need diorite, and we'll need some calcite. So, probably have more wool than I need at the moment compared to the others. Oops, those were snow blocks. But we now have this convenient little ladder or staircase up. So let's just hop right here and start building. So I'm just a little way into it here, building the walls. And I realized y'all may not know how I do this pattern for the walls. And it's actually pretty simple. So I'm following a template right here, as you can see. And this template I've designed in a creative world. So while I have this block placed here, if I step forward, this is just visual. But if I middle mouse click, it'll take me right to the block I need. But how did I get to this pattern? Well, I can show you. Let's hop into my creative world real quick. So here we are on my creative build world. And behind me is what I've built in terms of, well, the guild hall. I'm not going to show you that because that'll give you spoilers that I hope you'll see just in a couple minutes here at the end of this episode. But for me, I have 5 items here. I have calcite, diorite, white wool, another block of white wool, and snow blocks because I want there to be more white wool than anything else. And then if I hit my hotkey here, I get a hotbar randomizer for the first 5. So as I just click through, it'll place them in a random order for me. And I can use this order to create random patterns for the wall so it doesn't look too uniform. And, well, we just keep going. And let's say we end with this 4-high wall here. Well, we've got a pretty random pattern. And it doesn't honestly look the best. But let's say we take some spruce, dark oak, let's get some slabs and stuff as well. Some stairs. We turn that randomizer off, and then we do stuff like frame it in. Ooh, almost showed y'all too much there. Even that right there already adds enough, but we're going to take it one step further. We're going to break this, and we're going to have the dark oak come up like we do in our build back there. And then with that, if we add those other features that we typically put on our build there, and then we add a window like we have in the build. Again, this probably isn't centered. Oh, that's pretty close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, just for the sake of symmetry. And we do this stuff where it really breaks it up. And then we can put in some oak trap doors like we have in our build and use that to break it up even more. And we'll do a 2 thick one on here. And another 2 thick over here. And again, it's just breaking up this view, and eventually, well, I guess I'll give you those spoilers. Eventually it turns into stuff like this, where even though there's all those random things and random patterns, it doesn't look horrible because they're all broken up by different things. So let's just get right back into building, and I'll bring you all back in when I have more progress on that. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, our first progress update here is that we finished the walls just itself, none of the decorations for this front area of the build. So yeah, now we're just gonna run in there and put in the decorations like I was telling y'all about. And more or less what I like to do with them is framing. So let me show y'all kind of exactly what I do here. So with these, I like to put kind of a buttress right here, and that just creates a unique little shape there. But then I'll frame an area using this dark oak, and that gets a lot done there. Like if we look here, it just is blank, but right there it really just frames this middle section. And I mean, a little goes a long way. So let's keep going on this here, and again we'll do these little buttresses, make sure we place them the right way, and then we'll just keep going with across here, because even though, you know, it's not necessarily perfectly symmetrical like that, you want to put some symmetry in there because it's always comforting to your eyes to see some symmetry. And so that's coming in the form of this band across. So while this may be chaotic and not really find some place you can truly focus, whenever you put this band, your eye's like, okay, boom, that's the first floor. That's the first floor. But here, if I just kept building up and doing different stuff like this, you wouldn't be able to tell where the first floor was. That's what we're doing right here. Oops. And again, I'm following my template here, so if we just pull this all the way back up here, you can see it's very simple what I'm doing, but it's going to add a lot to the build. And so let's just keep going around here and finishing this section up. And then we'll pull back for just a second, and I'll show you the next part I'm going to add. So we'll just go to the end right here, 2 more blocks, 1, 2. And so looking back, let's take that down just a bit. You can see that's too monochromatic, that band. There needs to be something to break it up. And we similarly want to put another band to try and draw people's eyes in. So with that, we'll be putting fruits, a lighter color, and you want to put the lighter color higher up than the dark color. A little trick for the eyes. There. I didn't remember to click. And so as we approach the end here again, we're going to do stairs and then slab and then a stair again. Because now look how, well, let's get those out of the way for a second. It just, there's 2 bands now, and there's a little disruption in the bands, but they're predictable disruptions. So it makes it to where the eye can focus on that. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to build up what I can, and then I'll explain to you why I put them there and how I did. And, well, why and how I did that. Well, I got as much done as I could, but unfortunately it wasn't as much as I had hoped for. I did make it a decent way on just laying it out, but here, I'll show you. If we go ahead and we fly out here, we can see that now we have those 2 bands all the way across like I was talking about. And that really lets it separate between the floors and the different levels that are going to be on the floors. And so while it may look plain, you can start to see the framing coming in, and that just itself helps the eye understand where things are going and what things are. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I did do it a little different than my other episodes. So if you didn't like it or you have some tips for improvement, please leave them down in the comments below. And I hope you like and subscribe. So thank y'all very much. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. Goodbye.